T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. Tonight we're going to be looking at Sodom and Gomorrah and seeing if we're finally on the road to destruction. Hey, again, welcome back. I'm your host, Big John. I'm honored to have you this evening. If this is your first time, I want to thank you for tuning in. And without further ado, let's get right on into it. As I was sitting here debating, I really didn't even know if I wanted to talk about this. It seems like all I've heard today, flipping through social media and YouTube, is the Grammys and everything that happened at the Grammys. And before I even go down this road, it interests me that just because this happened at the Grammys, now, all of a sudden, oh my goodness, these actors and singers, they mocked God and honor the devil. And what gets me is this happens all the time, every day. And it blows my mind that it takes a platforms like the Grammys for it to blow out the water and all the little part-time Christians come out the cracks and everybody just wants to axe and pitchforks and just wants to come in and just tear the walls down with this place and these people. And you people seem to forget that these people, the Grammys, Hollywood, they have slowly been doing this to us, to this generation, to the my generation for a long time. They've just slowly been dripping it in and indoctrinating it in, and it's happened at such a slow pace that nobody ever batted an eye. And now that it's full blown out there, everybody's on one side or the other, and it just it blows my mind. I don't even know the guy's name. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of naming because they get enough credit and enough attention as it is. But the man that was dressed up as Satan and singing last night, and a part of some of his act was he had some people that were dressed up as demons inside these cages, and these demons were pretending like they was eating on these other people that were inside the same cage. And a lot of people don't know this, but that's pretty much what it's going to be like in hell. And if you go back to the story of Solomon and Gomorrah, some people hearing this evening are not going to know about it. I urge you to go and pick up a Bible, go to Genesis, and read the story on this town and what happened with this town. And this town was just full of greed and lust, adultery, drugs, you name it. There was men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women, brothers sleeping with sisters. I mean, it was horrible, horrible place. There was everybody was getting drunk. Everybody was mocking Jesus, and in the end, Jesus brought down the fire and the brimstone, and he destroyed this city, and he made sure that never again anybody would live there. I mean, it says it right here in Jeremiah, verse 39. So desert creatures and hyenas will live there, and there the owl will dwell. It will never again be inhabited or lived in from generation to generation, as I overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah along with their neighboring towns. And people need to understand that this is not about just about the Grammys. This is going on everywhere. You know, I talked a little bit of this about this in my last podcast. You know, it's there. It's becoming where it's normal. Men being with women being with women, men turning into women turning into men. It's just we are living in the new Sodom and Gomorrah as we speak. You look out in the world, everything that's going on in the world today, right now, is exactly what was going on in this town when Jesus came in and destroyed it. And it's going to happen again. It's going to come down to a matter of how much we fight as Christians and how much do we fold and turn a cheek and let the other side do what they want to do. You know, it's going to come down to another a war of good versus evil, and it's going to come down to what side are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the good, or are you going to choose the evil? You know, even what's Jay Z? Jay Z was mocking the Last Supper last night. Him and some other artists. You know, it's real and it's crazy. You know, this is all being talked about right here in the Bible, and we're just sitting back and not doing anything about it. It's wild. It's heartbreaking that this is going on. We've got to do something about it, one way or the other. We got to stop funding these movies, stop funding Hollywood, whatever it takes. Stop funding these singers. If you take the money away from them, they're not going to have a voice and they're not going to have a platform. If we stop following them on social media, they're not going to have anywhere to spew their poison. And if they can't spew their poison, then they can't affect anybody else. And if you can stop the disease from spreading, eventually you will find a cure, and people will come to their senses and see this cure, and maybe things will start changing. And so anyway, I'm not gonna get too far off into this. Like I said, these people get enough attention. The Grammys have gotten enough attention. I just thought I'd jump on here and speak what was on my mind and what was on my heart. Anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You can check me out on any of the social media outlets. I'd love to hear from you. Y'all have a blessed one.